Okay, we're back. How you doing? We're going to do some reading and grammar on the next 8 slides. Keep in mind that when you're doing the Catholic entrance exam, like any other test, you're trying to eliminate to 2 questions. One is going to be there to distract you, and one is just a general throw-off question. And the other one is just the opposite of what it's asking. So this says, number 1, read the excerpt below to determine the tone. The tone of the story is which of the following? Franklin is very sick. He has been phlegmatic during the last 2 weeks. The First Lady and wife of the President was not ignorant or spiteful. Instead, she was frank, sincere, and matter of fact. Now, please, don't leave the area during the next 2 weeks. You may be the man in the hot seat next week. When we get ready to look over our question choices, we have to remember what each word means. And if we can't, we have to try our best to isolate examples. So first one is A, ironic, B, sad, C, confusing, or D, distasteful. Okay, so the tone. Ironic is Franklin is very sick, but she doesn't change from that. So if you wanted to choose that choice, we should rule out number A, okay? Because he's sick, but that's about it. Okay, Franklin is sick. It's kind of sad. Let's leave that there. For question C, is there anything that's confusing? I meant the First Lady is kind of coming out. What she said is in quotations. So she's not confusing. And even the speaker says she was frank, sincere, and matter of fact. So we can scratch out confusing. Okay, D, distasteful. She's honest. She's saying Franklin is sick. While it may seem distasteful for us, and let's keep in mind that dis means to go away, taste means something that, is good, and not only in the literal sense of good to your taste buds, but it means like something you would do in public. Okay, it's in good taste. So distasteful means it's against it. She's not really being distasteful. She's being more or less like, this is just the truth. Franklin's very sick. So your question here is B. Let's move on to, according to the context, the word frank is synonymous with which of the following words? Okay, if we want to do this one, what we've got to do here is we've got to think about what's going on. Frank is underlined here. She was frank. Sincere. This is the $1 million word, is right here. Sincere and matter of fact. Okay, you guys can make, even if you never heard this word before, matter of fact means, hey, as a matter of fact, that's just the way it is. That's the truth. So she was frank, sincere, and matter of fact. So you're looking for a word that means honest. So when we get ready to do these, was she really absurd? No, she was kind of honest. Okay, was she candid? Well, if we don't know what that word means, maybe we need to leave it alone and go to the ones that we can look at. Okay, did she exaggerate? She said, Franklin's very sick. Oh my God, darling, he's going to die tomorrow. Oh, it's horrible. She didn't really exaggerate. Let's not see. Revered. If you guys remember Paul Revere, he went and told us when the British were coming. Okay, what happens here is like we revere people. We look up to them. They're great people to us. So it's not so much as she was revered as it kind of is just plain and simply that she's being candid. Candid means honest. Let's move on. Question number 3. According to the narrator, the First Lady is which of the following? So let's take a look at what the speaker or the narrator says about the First Lady. The First Lady and wife of the President was not ignorant or spiteful. Instead, she was frank, sincere, and matter of fact. So if someone was speaking to you and they were sincere and matter of fact, here we are again. She's pretty honest. She's not dishonest. She told the truth. Franklin's sick. She's not really being mean. She's not like, hey, you sit down there, you do what I say, hurry up, get in here. That's not the way the author started the story. Just like she's not rude. Okay, she is really literally just saying, hey, Franklin's sick. So the answer is honest. We can move on. Question 4. The antonym of the word frank is which of the following? And by the way, whether we knew the meaning of the word frank that is underlined, we know that frank means honest. So you want something that would be close to that. So is it A, destabilized, meaning take the D, it means away from stabilization? Are we talking about something like a recent tragedy, like something that happened in the Ukraine? Like you had to destabilize the army? No. Was she destroying something? Does frank mean to be destroyed? Is that the opposite? So honest and destroyed, they're kind of not on the same level. Was she deceitful? She wasn't, but she was honest. Deceitful means that you trick, you try to get someone to think something's going on that isn't. So that might be a possibility. So let's scratch these out. It's not these, not A or B. Okay, hapless means you're unfortunate or you don't care. If you want to think about this, you can try it. This word hapless, like to be happy, but less of happy, meaning you're not. So this comes down to what I was saying earlier, that you have to get it between two words if you don't know what they mean. But hapless is out. So your answer here is C. Okay, question 5. The hot seat is really which of the following? Okay, think about this in context. Now, please don't leave the area during the next 2 weeks. You may be the man in the hot seat next. Is the hot seat, is it a chair that's hot? That's something that the test makers will throw at you so that you think it is. But the answer is not A. It's not something that's hot. And if Harry S. Truman or anybody else thought that somebody was going to put them in the hot seat, they'd probably get so nervous or they'd probably run somewhere. So that's like way too far. That's out of scope. Okay, how about the hot seat is a chair that's red? Colors that represent hot are red, orange. You know, that's just the author trying to distract you. Okay, how about C? The hot seat is in the president's office. It is used to punish people. Okay, since the president is gone, and this is Franklin, okay, and it's the wife of the president, so we can assume she's talking about Franklin Delano Roosevelt, but if not, do the presidents have a hot seat in their office that they use to punish people? Probably not. We would have heard about it by now. Okay, so now we can go to D. The hot seat is a symbol for danger or trouble, and this is how they use they use terms. They get words like this: hot seat. You know, red velvet means it's really a great color, red or pretty. They do things like that so that you will start thinking about symbolism. Let's move on. Question 6. According to the passage, which might be a likely conclusion? We've added to this passage a slide or two ago, so let's look here. Let's look at this second part right here. Okay, the part that was added. We need that to think about the answer to question 6. The young man left. He was in his 60s, but still considered young. His name was Harry S. Truman. Young Harry was not ready to replace the president. He prayed that Franklin Delano Roosevelt's high blood pressure and heart ailments would subside, this did not happen. So unfortunately, you're getting some history here too. You're learning that how Franklin Delano Roosevelt passed on. And so since it directly states here, this did not happen. High blood pressure mixed with ailments, this isn't good for anybody. So he doesn't recover, so choice A is out. Unfortunately, Franklin passes away. That might be possible. The First Lady becomes spiteful. Now that might be possible, but is that really the best choice, that the First Lady becomes spiteful? In the first paragraph, the First Lady was just kind of like, hey, Franklin is sick, he has been for 2 weeks, and she was just kind of telling the story. So maybe not C, but let's just leave it. The First Lady tells the speaker that she was lying. This would be possible if you were like reading a Harry Potter book, or you were doing like a James Bond movie or something that they tricked. But this is just a direct paragraph to see your train of thought and how you think. So let's go back to B and C. Why would C be the answer? Why would she become spiteful? If her husband's dead, spiteful means she tried to do something to get back at you. Well, earlier, she was already very helpful. She was already just not ignorant or spiteful. She was just sincere and frank and kind of saying, you know, if Franklin, my husband, Delano Roosevelt, dies, you're the next in charge. So she wouldn't be spiteful, because she kind of sounds like she wants to do what's best for the United States of America. So this is obvious, it's directly stated, and it is was unfortunately that Franklin passes away. By the way, if you have any questions, you can always email us. Okay, that sound means, hey, we're on the beach, we're learning, but we're having fun too. And USATeensToday@gmail.com, kjacovitz@jacovitslearning.com, and we also have a jacovitslearning@gmail.com if you have any other questions. Thanks for watching.